Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome Volodymyr Groysman, Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine, Minister of Regional Development, Construction and Housing Economy. It's about the results of State Commission on investigating the catastrophe in Ukraine.
Minister Volodymyr Groysman. He's Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine, Minister of Regional Development, Construction and Housing Communal Services. He will tell us about the report on today's results of the government's special task force dealing with MH17 crash. Thank you.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to apologize for being late. It was announced that I was supposed to be here at 8 o'clock, and it's because just one more meeting of government special commission has finished. It's about investigation of that awful tragedy which took place in our country. And today, special services of Ukraine, they have a lot of evidence that was a terroristic act, that was a strike by weapons. And our experts believe we don't have and we could not have such weapons. And I would like to express once again condolence to families of the victims. Unfortunately, that aggression and the war which was announced to Ukraine went out of the borders of our country, and now it touched many countries of the civilized world. I'd like to inform you that at the order of the President, Prime Minister of Ukraine, we set up the government commission, which started to work. I had that commission. It includes all the heads of local authorities, law enforcement bodies to organize investigation and also technical defining technical reasons of that tragedy which took place. I can tell you that in non-stop we sent our professionals, independent bureau of investigation of such horrible events, and today they hardly could get to that site, and they were there for 30 minutes, and they were pushed out by militants because that territory is under control of militants and terrorists. And the security service of Ukraine runs investigation, but it's very difficult. It's impossible to get to the site to assess what is happening there. So, in fact, I can say that only staff of Ministry of Emergency was allowed, but experts, professionals are not allowed, including investigation personnel. We asked the international community, to all stakeholders to participate in the investigation direct, because we are interested to get all comprehensive investigation of this case public, open for everyone to know. Ukraine doesn't doubt. We don't doubt even how that plane was shot down. I would like to say that in Kharkiv and in Kiev, in airports, we have centers which provide consultations and visa support, free visa support for all families of victims who will arrive to Ukraine. Also, in Kharkiv, we opened a crisis center with psychologists, and also 300 rooms which will be given free of charge to families of the victims who will come to Ukraine. I would like to say that the same number of rooms was reserved in Kiev, because we understand that there will be two places, Kiev and Kharkiv, which we defined as bases. All technical we are ready for the bodies of the perished to transport from that site and to provide their preservation. The only problem is the access to that site of the tragedy, because the territory is under control of armed militants. In general, I would like to mention that the Commission is in touch with all the structures. The only issue, the only problem I mentioned, and that is about the access. All the rest of the issues, we are ready to solve them as quick as possible. Thank you for your attention, and I will be happy to answer your questions. Let me start. In his report, President Obama told that the U.S. will put all the possible efforts to investigate, and they will send FBI and other experts, and Americans are sure that they will be able to do that. Because during the last several months, we understand we have to deal not with the people with whom you can negotiate. What kind of hopes do you have to get the access to the tragedy? There is no other choice but to get the access. We have to understand that they receive orders how to act, and we receive data from security service of Ukraine, and the whole world should get united to get to that territory and absolutely objectively to investigate what happened in Ukraine. We don't have a doubt, and the majority of the civilized world doesn't have a doubt what happened to that plane in the sky of Ukraine. I would like to underline that this is not the first, unfortunately, and not the second plane that was shot down. You know that during the last recently, helicopters, planes were shot down, and now a passenger's plane about which we are talking. So we need to unite our efforts to bring this case until the logic and everybody who was involved to this terroristic act should be punished. How do you cooperate with the Netherlands, Malaysia, the US, and in addition to 300, you probably expect that international experts will come. We are open. We invite everyone to work. We don't have any limitations in this sense. We are ready to cooperate with everyone. I will have a meeting with the diplomatic missions in Ukraine tomorrow. We'll discuss all the technical issues, and we have such coordination with agencies and services. And I would like to underline that we invited all representatives of countries and international institutions related to safety of flights for them to participate directly in this investigation. Has any expert arrived, for example, from Organization of Civilian Aviation? No, we don't have them yet here, but they are on the way. Thank you very much. My question is, Konstantin Butonsky told that Mr. Taruta spoke about creation of unmilitarized area and corridors for families of victims, and that issue should be solved on many levels. Do you know something about that? Do you participate in this process? I told you about a real picture. We don't have security there. I spoke to the services which are there. On the site, there are a lot of questions as to attitude to those people from militants, and so unfortunately we cannot speak about access and security. But we are working on that. As soon as we have a decision, achievement, I will inform you about that. Colleagues, if there is no question, then we'll wait. We are looking forward for. Once again, I would like to express my condolences, because I don't know, in this country, I don't know, there are a few people who are indifferent to the tragedy which happened. That happened not because of technical reasons, but because of the human-created factor. Or there was no humanity in those people who are known not only in Russian Federation or in Ukraine, but in the whole world. So once again, we send our condolences. This is a big pain. This is a great loss. I feel very pity. that it happened to the hundreds of people and families, their families. Thank you very much.